President William Ruto hosts a round table with the media.
Media briefing, yes.
Media briefing. Those particular media members came in firing at the beginning.
They came in shooting with their questions, and they were not acknowledging that this was the president of the country. Not at all.
They were talking to him like that person from down the street, huh?
This was just a Zakoya.
Yes. I'm addressing Zakoya right now. I'm not addressing the president of Kenya. Tell me, what does this make you feel when you see that?
They did not even let him finish his sentences.
Zakoya was not treated like a president in those media briefings or media interviews.
Not at all.
Do the South African people know what's good for them? They don't know. Most of them don't know. Some of them think they know, but they don't know. That's why they are here being satisfied with breadcrumbs. Majority of your wealth or your potential is in the land. If you don't own the land, you have nothing. South Africa, your country finally decided on their GNU.
Yes, we have a governing body.
A government. We finally have a government. You know, although it took a month for this particular government of national unity to be formed, it's still admirable that we have an African country out here that at least got this thing done. A month is not exactly that long. There's some countries out here that can take up to a freaking year to get things done.
That's
things
long.
can actually go to shamble, can go down the drain. Yeah, so it's a good thing. We've waited in anticipation. It's unprecedented also. They've never been here before. They are a new democracy. Last African country to have gotten their independence in 1994, with Ghana being the first in 1957. In 1957. So it's a good thing that we finally have a government of national unity. I've been criticizing, if you guys know, we criticize them a lot.
Yes, we do.
You don't do so much criticizing. I do. They know me. They know that I'm out here to call puppets out.
Yes.
I'm out here to call a spade. Not to say that you don't, but we are real with it. We don't beat around the bush. We call them out. In this particular case, now that this particular government has been formed, we are going to give them the benefit of the doubt, and we are going to root for them and hope that they succeed. As much as we are EFF for life, EFF supporters for life, we are going to root for this particular government of national unity with all its instruments and all its members and the complexities of the different parties and policies for the good and better of South Africans, because it's about the people.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we wish all the new appointees to cabinets all the best.
All the best.
Yes, all the best, because I know the negotiations were not easy, and they're probably still not easy because, you know.
And they're still ongoing, actually.
Yeah, because they haven't been sworn in yet.
Yeah.
So they're still up for negotiations. But in your current given positions, I wish them well. And forget about the negativity that you hear. Just go for it.
But we will still keep an eye on them. These particular ministers in these new positions, the DA. We said we are EFF for life for a reason.
Yes.
We understand their policies and we know what they stand for, and we agree with it. We look at the whole ball game. We agree with it. We know what the DA stands for. We know where they come from. We know who sponsored their campaigns and all that kind of thing. We know the families, the wealthy, the moguls, the elites of South Africa, of that Stellenbosch, Western Cape, even in that Gauteng, in Houghton, all those Rivonia, you know, all those estates, Kagame estate, all these places. So we have to keep an eye on them because you are South African.
Yes.
Yes.
We have to know what is happening in that country.
Yes, I grew up in South Africa.
Yes.
Yes. I may have my papers, I may not. We're not going to disclose it out here. But I was not born in South Africa.
Yes.
But I might be South African or I might not be still. We're going to keep my identity where it is. It's not important. The importance is the opinions that comes out of my mouth or our podcast towards you guys, right?
Yes.
Welcome to the show, everybody. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe, hit the notification bell. It's a family affair up in here. It's a ball, it's a club, it's a community. It's what we do. We are straightforward with it. And we just have a conversation. We always in the comment sections.
Yes, we are so engaging in our comment section. We love to read your comments, and welcome again if you're new, and
But
thank you very much.
There's a disclaimer. We do our best to go through all the comments.
Yes.
So if you follow us and there's perhaps a comment of yours that hasn't been responded to in due course, perhaps we try our best. We have to make sure that we allocate time, that we find time to do that, because we're dealing with a whole lot of, we do our best to get factual information. So when we can, we reply.
Exactly, yes.
We reply. But the comment section has been good. It's a different vibe between the comment sections here on YouTube and the ones we get on TikTok or perhaps even X and Instagram. So we're all over the place. Please find the links in the bio for your reference, for you to go out there and follow us, because it's robust, especially on that TikTok.
TikTok is hectic.
A lot of them that are watching us here now are probably coming over from that TikTok because there's a reach over there and it goes pretty crazy.
Yeah, but we do enjoy the TikTok comments. Yes.
Oh, they are fun.
Oh, they are funny.
They are fun. They are funny. They are entertaining. They are informative. We don't know it all. We live and we learn. We are here to create dialogues. The aim of this particular podcast with these particular sensitive issues that we talk about is to create thought-provoking conversations, a dialogue where we can learn from one another. So we appreciate you guys. We appreciate our viewers,
Yes, we would just want to give our perspective, and there are many perspectives in this world. So we just want to share ours, and feel free to share yours.
And talking about perspectives, I am not a politician. I am not a political analyst.
No.
I'm not a reporter. I'm not a journalist. I have not put any freaking title behind my name or in front of my name. I'm just a normal, law-abiding citizen who sits out here and watches the news from time to time and feels the interest to voice themselves and to speak for those that cannot speak for themselves. So Rules Voices, that's the name. And of course, before I give my opinion on things, I do my best to research and to speak to people on the ground.
Yeah.
In the many different countries that we talk about. For example, West Africa, North Africa, Central, East, and the country that doesn't have a name. The country that is now formed a government of national unity.
Doesn't have a name.
South Africa does not have a name.
They have a location.
They have a direction. Yes.
But they are striving.
They are doing their best. There's a system in place there that's sort of catering. Despite what they've been through in the last 30 years with the ANC in power, in my opinion, the ANC has done nothing.
Nope.
When we say nothing, we mean nothing of major significance that we can say has liberated majority of South Africans.
Yes, exactly.
Majority of South Africans are black. Yes, the minorities, the white people, that's a minority. Yes, so therefore, if we want to say South Africa is blossoming, has been liberated, has some form of economic freedom, then we need to see majority of South Africans out here flourishing, feeling happy,
yes,
traveling all over the place, being able to afford this and that. We want to see the different townships improve their freaking conditions.
Yes.
We don't want people to start dealing with the lack of sanitary towels and clean water, shelter, the load shedding situation. Who's the new Minister of Electricity? I think that's a new department or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I saw something about electricity. Cyril Ramaphosa was out here talking about electricity. And I think still even in his presidency, in his last term, he said that they wanted to create a new department. So they had a Minister of Energy.
Yes.
And at the time, he wanted to allocate new money or more money to a different department of Minister of Electricity. And I remember the EFF came out and said, hey, there's too many freaking deputies out here. South Africa, calm the hell down. We don't have all this money. So what? You got something?
Yeah, it's still the Minister of Electricity and Energy is still under ANC.
Yes, under ANC, yes. But I remember back then he wanted to create a separate one, a strictly Minister of electricity to deal with the load shedding. But I see now it's still with energy.
Yeah.
So it's still a big sector.
But I'm sure, who is his deputy? Because I'm sure that cannot also be an ANC member.
I don't know. We're going to go into different parties yet. I don't know who's... That's the interesting part. That's the unprecedented situation that we find ourselves in.
Yeah.
The fact that for 30 years, it's always only been the ANC in all of these ministries. Whew, they had it, huh?
Hey.
I'm sure now they're sitting there.
They had a pot of gold.
They're saying to themselves, what? We had all of this.
And they messed it up.
It will only hit them 6 months into this or even a year from now.
No, I think it's already hit them.
No, this is still baby cries. It hasn't settled in yet. It will only settle in when they start to see these other ministries that are no longer under their control
Flourishing.
succeed. When the DA comes out here, because as much as we know that certain policies of the DA are biased to the minorities, they do think.
Yeah.
They do have the ability to perform.
They do have the ability to improve a lot of things.
Yes, there are certain perks or there are certain things that they've done in the Western Cape. That My City bus, I've always spoke highly of that My City bus because it runs from like Table View, for example, all the way to town. It's seamless, it's nice, it's kind of clean. Although there's some other things that they need to fix, we will go into it, like Langa, Nyanga, Guguletu, Kailicha, all these places where majority of South Africans, black South Africans are living, and they don't really do anything to improve those particular areas. The slums, some of them call it the slums.
Yes.
Some of the worst slums of South Africa are found in that Western Cape. That's the fault of the DA. That's the fault of the DA. So anyway, we have our opinion on them. But like we said, we are going to root for them.
Yes.
For the sake of South Africans.
Exactly.
So we're going to cheer you guys, but we're going to zoom in. We're going to keep our eyes on them. We have to.
Yeah, because essentially this is the change that South Africa we wanted. So this is the way we voted.
True change will only come to a particular country, in this case South Africa or even Kenya, if the people continue to take an active role in the affairs of the things that are running these countries. You have to remain vocal as the people. Don't go to sleep. Otherwise, it might come a time again in the future where you got to protest again. I'm speaking to my Kenyans, I'm speaking to South Africans, I'm speaking to the people. You know, these politicians, or rather these puppets, as we refer to most of them in this African country, need to be looked at constantly. We need to have some form of CCTV or something. You know,
Yes.
we have to keep a watch on him, because when the public goes to sleep, or when there's nothing much really happening, that's when these puppets get ulterior motives.
Yeah.
And their agenda starts to take place.
Yeah.
Corruption starts to exist, because even that South Africa, Zuma must fall was a movement. Why? Because of corruption.
Yes.
You know, so it exists. In South Africa, relax. Don't. A lot of South Africans think they've made it. There's a lot to still do.
Exactly, because now the spotlight is on all politicians and all parties. So now they are going to say every possible good thing that they can say. We are here to rescue South Africa. We are here to implement this, we implement that. But give them a few months and see what happens if they are still that go-getter.
You are here, so you are talking on behalf of the DA?
Any party.
Especially that DA, when that term rescues you, everybody's thinking out here that the DA is the one out here to rescue South Africa, especially them.
Yeah,
the DA, you were not able to rescue Kailicha, Guguletu, Langa, that Western Cape. It still looks like a slum. You go to the CBD of Cape Town, there's a lot of homeless people living there. You understand what I'm saying? Although the mayor is trying to do certain things to get the kids off the street, and he managed to get some sort of high court order to try to get them into certain designated facilities.
Oh, okay.
These particular people still have their freedom. They have a freedom of choice. Do they want to go to these facilities? Yes or no? You understand? You can't force them into these particular facilities. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
There's a court order now out there in that Western Cape that these particular mayor or these people in Cape Town that now have, where they have the rights to remove these people, these homeless kids out of the streets.
Oh, that's a positive change.
It's a positive change, but these people still have their freedom. They have freedom of choice as to whether they want to go there. Now, I don't know what the court order entails as to they can be forcefully removed and be put in there, or just move away from here, go find your places
somewhere
elsewhere.
else.
Go to the slums or whatever, you know what I'm saying, the townships or whatever, but we just don't want you in the CBD because we got tourists to entertain. We need these particular videos and pics or backgrounds, images to go viral around the world to boost tourism and all this kind of thing.
Exactly, yes.
I understand where they're coming from, but it's a complex situation, and some of these street kids also have lived. Some of them were born on the street. Some of them don't want to live the street. Some of them like the thuggery lifestyle. They don't want to go into some freaking. It's not for some of these kids. Being on the streets is being home.
It's just life.
It's life. It's being home. It's 5-star for them.
Yeah.
It's a level of comfort there to be able to sit in these outdoor places at the park.
But also, you know, these places that they want to put these kids. What are the conditions of those places?
They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Oh,
I mean, they're better than being on the street. They
Yeah,
got like
I'm
2
sure.
meals a day. They got a blanket. They got showers. They got toiletries. They got these things.
The basic needs.
There are certain also. What's the proper term? English is not my first language. There are also certain departments within these facilities that facilitate the reunifications of some of these kids with their families. Some of these street kids in the Western Cape, for example, come from other provinces and they find themselves in the mother city on Long Street, in Camps Bay, in Clifton, in some of these posh areas, for example. And their families or wherever they come from is Limpopo, is Pretoria, is Gauteng, somewhere in Durban, for example. You know, so these particular facilities that are now put in place by the city is to somehow try to make it easy for these kids to
be reintroduced to society, basically.
For those that want to go back to where they come from or back into society, like you said, still within the Western Cape. But how can they be proper contributors to societies and not just out there on the streets begging and becoming desperate for certain basic needs, and in so doing perhaps there's certain crimes here and there, and people that live in the city cannot really enjoy the city. The tourists, you know, those little German girls that come to Cape Town, they want to feel free as they walk the streets of Long Street of the mother city, and these kids are bothering them. Give me this, give me that. It needs to be cleaned up. It's complex. It's not easy.
I understand, and it will also help them not fall prey to certain addictions that could happen, you know. So it's a good move, you know. Well done to the DMA.
But that also can be criticized because it's only being done in those particular areas. What about these freaking townships that have been there for such a long time? For such a long time. What, 30 years? ANC has been sleeping together with the DA that's been in power in that Western Cape. They've been ignoring. They're very selective when it comes to what to fix, how to fix, when to fix, for how long. Should we continue to live like this? So we have to zoom in on these people, on these new ministers. President Cyril Ramaphosa. His deputy is what? Paul Mashatile or Mashatal?
Mashatile.
Is that the new guy?
No, it's
What's the name of the deputy president?
It's that one.
Is this one?
Yeah, he hasn't changed.
Mashatal.
Yes.
He's still the same deputy.
Exactly.
But these deputies, we don't really hear so much about them. Huh?
He's pretty quiet,
They don't really do much. One particular minister I'm extremely excited about.
Dun, dun, dun. Who do we think that is?
You know, I played basketball in my younger days.
Yes.
I was fortunate enough to play for the South African team. Yes, USASA. Back in high school, back in high school. Under 19, you know, when I was a kid. I'm still young, but, you know. So sports has always been a love affair for me. Yeah, whether we're talking basketball, swimming, yes, this black man swims. Or life-saving water polo, we did it all.
Yes.
Shout out to everybody that went to Cape Town High School. If you're watching, much love. You probably know who's talking here.
Cape Town High School, huh?
We had flying colors, man.
Oh.
We didn't play games. We were out there. So, this particular minister of sports from the PA.
Yes.
What does PA stand for?
Patriotic Alliance.
Patriotic Alliance. You have to say it for some of our new members out here, new audience.
Yes.
Some people, it's the first time. So Patriotic Alliance. A disclaimer, perhaps a side note to everybody that's watching here. You may not be South African. You perhaps from Burkina Faso. You're a Burkina Faso guy or girl. Maybe you're Egyptian or Moroccan or from Kenya, from Mozambique, from Kenya, from Malawi.
Or Rwanda.
Niger.
Tanzania.
Nigeria.
Zimbabwe.
Ghana.
Uganda.
Sierra Leone.
Morocco.
Mauritania.
Egypt.
Djibouti.
Seychelles.
Ethiopia.
Oh, Mozambique.
Zambia.
Côte d'Ivoire.
Namibia.
Benin.
Lesotho. Eswatini.
Eswatini.
Swaziland was Eswatini, right? Togo.
What else we say?
Libya.
Yes.
Hello, Libya. Mohammed Gaddafi. That was a figure out there. How could we forget?
We just say DRC.
The DRC Congo. Born in the richest country in the world. Did you know that the DRC Congo is one of the most richest country on the planet with over $24 trillion worth of natural resources? No wonder why the whole world is out there trying to steal our cobalt, our diamonds and gold, copper, everything. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, we are rich. We have everything.
Yes.
These electric cars, the Elon Musk of the world, these iPhones, these devices, everything.
It's all DRC.
Oh, man. If you see me in France and I tell you I'm from the DRC Congo, you should salute.
And say thank you.
Yes.
Hey.
If you're from the Congo, you should have free Wi-Fi wherever you go.
Oh.
Yes.
Free phone updates.
We shouldn't have to pay for this stuff.
Free phone upgrades.
Free phone upgrades.
Yes.
Every single individual. Actually, the Democratic Republic of Congo should have just have free Wi-Fi.
Oh,
Yes,
Lord.
yes. They need to show their appreciation.
Let's see how far that goes.
The globe needs to show their appreciation.
Yes, push it out there, guys. This is, yes, push it out there. DRC, free Wi-Fi.
So we're going to come back to that GNU, but since we're in this Democratic Republic of Congo, we have to talk about the rules voices that are in East Democratic Republic of Congo, in Goma, in North Kivu. This is where this particular precious mineral, cobalt and coltan and all these things, a lot of mines are found in East Democratic Republic of Congo. You guys should know this by now. If you don't know, please listen up. Cobalt. In that North Kivu, just bordering Rwanda, with Paul Kagame, the Rwandese who are holding their elections this month.
Yes.
In about 13 days or 16 days, on the 15th of
July.
Yes, there's a conflict happening there. A lot of people are living in... A lot of atrocities are happening over there. Without going into too much details about that, we need to make sure that these voices are heard. These conflicts, these war zones, these displacement camps, 8 million people displaced because everybody's out there fighting for these mines, these pieces of land that are so rich.
Yes.
It's atrocities that needs to end. That's why our particular puppet in the Democratic Republic of Congo needs to do a better job.
Yeah, I think he's gone quiet, huh?
We don't hear much, huh?
Yeah.
I told you these puppets have their time.
Yeah.
When one of us comes out here and really blow the horn, when we blow the roof off of these people, then they want to come out here and give us press conferences and make empty promises. We have to continue to zoom in on these puppets all over Africa. Because they're out here doing their own thing, and unless there's elections, unless there's some freaking major event, then they want to come up here and talk about some promises or some things that they're involved in. Other than that, they're busy traveling the world, private jets and all that, living a lavish lifestyle. These puppets need to be spoken about all the time. Because while these puppets are out there, like you say, we haven't heard anything from this one.
Yeah, he's been very quiet.
The displacement camps and all these Congolese in East Congo are still experiencing these hardships.
While they are flying around, people are, the hardships are terrible.
They are pathetic. It's inhumane. It's inhumane. We cannot rely on these external institutions or like the UN or all these, because these people, please, We don't even want to go there. We don't want to open that conversation. We don't want to go in on them just of yet. We have already in the past. Feel free to go through our videos. You'll find it in there. We've been vocal about these people. But we'll continue to be. We're not tired. Understand what I'm saying? We'll continue to do that. But the frustrating thing here is, since that interview with France 24, with Paul Kagame and Felix Tshisekedi, they keep saying that they need to meet.
Yes.
While people are being unalived, these puppets are out here deciding and playing with their egos. And what's that thing that they use to express men with big egos? They're comparing what?
Their size.
Yeah, their sizes.
Yeah.
They're comparing their D sizes.
Yes, they're comparing the sizes, you know.
They're comparing their sizes. While people are living in hardships.
Exactly. And right now, Kagame is focused on his campaign, which I actually don't know why he's even campaigning.
Yeah, he's going to win, like you said, with how much?
100%.
Yeah. It will be the norm.
Yes.
This particular puppet would just win with 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we shouldn't speculate. We shouldn't think as to what's going on.
No.
Yeah. Let's just see this puppet win by 100%. Zero opposition. But let's also, at the same time, keep hearing these stories where certain people are saying, what happened to this particular person?
Yeah.
Or why is this person being disqualified from the elections and all this? So many freaking politics.
Yeah.
Yeah. The crazy, not the crazy part, because even the Rwandese are human beings. There's no human being out here who would come out here and try to speak about their leader if their leader is doing things for them.
Yes, exactly.
That Kagame is doing things for his people. He's a different type of puppet, that guy. He's a puppet for the West. He's a puppet for his own benefit. But he's like Robin Hood. You know Robin Hood?
Oh, he was loved.
Yes.
Robin Hood was loved by his people.
Because Robin Hood...
Provided.
Provider, right?
Yes.
He's a provider. He's a supplier, that guy. He has conscience.
Yes.
Yes, he would steal from the rich.
And give to the poor.
In this particular case...
He will give to his people, the Rwandans.
The Rwandese are receiving certain things.
Exactly.
New stadiums, new roads, new buildings, new stuff, new malls. The way of life is there.
Yes.
Parks and all, swimming pools, recreational facility centers, gymnasiums, facilities. The country's flourishing. New buildings, towers, lights.
Yeah.
Clean water. So the Rwandese are the last people for us to expect to come out here and try to speak about encouraging their leader to go and meet the other leader. And instead, we don't expect anything from them.
Exactly.
They're busy eating.
Yeah. And didn't Kagame also make Rwanda like visa free? Like any other African country citizen
I don't
can
know.
visit there without a visa.
I don't know.
I think I saw something like that.
He's doing great things at the expense of other people.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Yes, he
That's
is.
an undeniable fact.
And we reserve the right to say at the expense of other people because you're taking too long to meet with Felix Tshisekedi. We're not going to go into the ins and out of what wrongs he's doing, but look, you are supposed to be a leader. Obviously, you have a head on your shoulder. You're doing great things for your people, but you need to make sure that this particular conversation that's been existing for decades, since you've been in power for 24 years, comes to an end. We need to put an end to this conflict in East Democratic Republic of Congo.
Yes.
It needs to come to an end.
I mean,
for how long?
Doesn't someone get a nagging feeling like, like you're the leaders, like there are people suffering at the border? Come on, there should be some sort of like a nagging feeling in your head, like this is not solved, it has to be solved.
The longer this conflict takes, the obvious it is to the rest of us that everybody is to blame. So, even you, for example, Rwanda, Paul Kagame, you must be complicit here and there, regardless of what you say. Vice versa to the Tshisekedis also.
Exactly.
There must be something that you're also doing wrong. Because we don't see any one of you, between the two of you, coming out here decisively standing and saying, this must come to an end. Everybody just wants to give freaking explanations. So in other words, these puppets don't have it in them to resolve this thing. Somebody else needs to come.
Yes.
Somebody else needs to come in here and fix this thing, because these leaders are complaining about the other. They are complaining about the situation. How can we first need to ask this question? At the end of the day, what's clear here is that the two of you are not
Seeing eye to eye.
not necessarily seeing eye to eye. In this particular case, you're not even sitting at the same table to talk about these issues.
Yeah.
Talking in this term and trying to involve the people of Rwanda, the Rwandese, is almost like it's a little bit of a playing around in circle type of thing, because the Rwandese would just come out here and say stuff like, where were you people when we were going through whatever we went through before or prior to 1994?
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
still very emotional about that. So they that's the only thing they focus on.
Guys,
If
I
you,
mean-
even when you go as far as saying, look, we need to find a way. People need to stop being unalived. We need to get to the table. We need to talk about this.
Yes.
They just want to say, no, leave us alone. Deal with your own matters while we build our country. That's all they want to say. That is a very, very
Selfish.
inhumane attitude to have,
Yes.
especially for your neighbor.
Direct neighbor.
Direct neighbor. Because there should be a sense of... A lot of people don't have love in their hearts nowadays.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
people, they're just out here just thinking for themselves. Greed.
Greed is a very, very, it's a nasty thing. It's very ugly.
It's a real thing, and some people just are in for it. So these particular people, our audience or some of our visitors here, our audience understand us. Our audience, sorry, I'm speaking so fast over here. Our audience understand that we have a passion for unity.
Yeah.
We have a passion to make sure that we all live in peace. We promote, we uphold, we advocate for peace, for unity, like we've said, for love. That's why we speak like this. But it's a tough thing to do. So anyway, that is where I'm from.
Yes.
The Democratic Republic of Congo. It's funny how we just ended up going this way
Yes.
just from mentioning these other countries, huh? Yes, but that GNU, we'll come back to that GNU. Let's take another trip. Let's go up here. We went to the south,
Yes, yes.
and then we sort of came this way, Rwanda.
Yes.
We spoke about that central. Just around that central, let's hit the right corner right here in that east. That east. You know who we're talking about now?
Who are we talking about?
Our lovely people, our lovely people who have now joined the channel. Welcome to the show, my Kenyans.
Yes.
The pride of Africa. Yes, they speak about them. Today is what?
Today is Tuesday. Yes.
The 2nd
Of July.
There are more protests in Nairobi.
Yes, they are taking to the streets again. They are not happy with Ruto. They just want Ruto out.
They have made up their minds.
Yes.
They have said to themselves, no more. We will not turn a blind eye to this fact. We want him gone.
Yeah.
It was not just about the financial bill. We want this person out.
Exactly.
He's been making empty promises left, right, and center, and you people are only but getting acquainted to him now. But we've been living this particular situation with this particular guy for such a long time, and he must go. That's the hashtag.
Yes, Ruto must go.
Ruto must go. We too are witnesses to the opulence. The opulence of the puppets.
Yes. We are also just watching him, you know.
We can see.
Yes.
We can see these strips. We can see how many they are. These puppets are out here well dressed. Some of them in 3-piece suits, flying private jets, opulence lifestyle, left, right, and center. Some of them go all the way to the freaking White House. They do their thing, while majority of the people are suffering, living in hardship conditions. And now that this freaking financial bill was introduced, the country has woken. Huh?
Yeah, they cannot sleep. They cannot put this beast to rest. They have to continue, because I think this is pushing Ruto. He's not sleeping, huh? That guy is not sleeping.
Oh, that guy knows that they are really onto him
Yes.
now. The Kenyans have made up their mind. What was extremely interesting was the interview that we watched. When was that? On Sunday?
Sunday evening, yes.
Sunday evening, the media, what was the headline? President William Ruto hosts a round table with the media.
Media briefing, yes.
Media briefing. Those particular media members came in firing at the
Hey,
beginning.
they came in shooting with their questions, and they weren't. They were not acknowledging that this was the president of the country. Not at all.
They were talking to him like that person from down the street, huh?
This was just a Zakoya.
Yes. I'm addressing Zakoya right now. I'm not addressing the president of Kenya. Tell me, what does this make you feel when you see that?
They did not even let him finish his sentences. It was quite interesting.
Zakoya was not treated like a president in those media briefings or media interviews.
Not at all.
Even the media is pissed. The media came out there with opinions already given to them by the Gen Zs. It's like the Gen Zs told the media already, hey, go to him and tell him this. And we don't want you people to take it easy on him. Do not take it easy on Zakayo. You got to go out there, give him these tough questions. And if he tries to beat around the bush, because we know him as the president who loves to lie and fly, make sure that you bring him back to the question and get him to answer these particular questions.
Yes, and that's exactly what they did. It's like, no, you did not answer the question. Please stick to the question that I asked.
Yes.
It
was so funny to hear Zakayo himself use the name, huh?
You refer to him, even if they call me Zakayo. Hey.
I don't understand why they call me Zakayo. And he had a smirk on his face when he was saying it, huh? So he knows that name perfectly suits him.
Yes.
Because, otherwise he wouldn't have that smirk on his face. He knows that my people are calling me Zakayo.
Hey.
Oh, my God. One of those interviewers actually told him, so what are you trying to say? That regardless of what the KDF does or whatever, regardless of this supposed independent body of the police, you wouldn't hold them accountable?
Yeah.
So that I don't understand. They should still be able to. Doesn't the police have he says they can do whatever they want to do. They don't have to ask me for anything. They can just do whatever they want to do.
How crazy is that, man?
That is stupidly crazy. Why do you have, like, for example, a minister of police?
Do they even have that? I don't
They're
think they have
supposed to
that.
be a part of the cabinet.
In part of the parliament, yes.
Yeah, part of the cabinet,
yes,
which is the government, and they have their meetings with the president where everything is reported or
yes,
accounted to.
I think that's the way a proper governing body is.
Zakayo wanted to make excuses left, right, and center, but it was obvious after that whole freaking interview that he's just out here trying to buy time. That's why he couldn't even answer that one question when they say, when are you going to create this dialogue to speak with the Gen Zs? The Gen Zs are out here saying, you keep saying that you're going to create these channels where you're going to directly be honest with the public, but win. And he was so pushed until he finally says, in a week.
And we'll do it on X.
In a week, we can do it on any of these platforms.
If this is the platform that they choose, they will choose, we will do it. I will be there.
Yes.
Hey.
What was also interesting was the fact that he was saying that there's so much debt, so much national debt that Kenya has. And what are we going to do to resolve this particular issue? How are we going to do it? You know what I'm saying? We either have to borrow money or we have to raise money. How are we going to do it? Because the financial bill was supposed to help us raise money in order to pay this debt.
My goodness.
This guy is caught in between a rock and a hard place.
Completely.
Huh? Completely.
Ash.
But the interesting point also here is the fact that this particular William Ruto has been engaged in building a certain relationship with the IMF prior to him even becoming president.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes,
since
that is
the
true.
days that Zakayo was deputy, there was already a relationship being built, being cultivated.
Yes.
With the IMF, International Monetary
Fund.
Yes, those people are wicked, huh?
They are wicked.
Those are hunters.
Hey, but this whole IMF story has got me like, it's such a crazy system, IMF.
Yes.
Because right now the IMF has 190 countries as members. Mm-hmm. Okay? And they, in order to be a member of the IMF, those countries individually have to actually deposit money into the fund.
Into their money.
Into their money. So basically, that is basically put in there as like, okay, in case I need something, I'm going to take from this money that I gave you.
In case I need something, I'm going to take from this money that I gave you. Or in case I need money, I'm going to take from this cookie jar that everybody puts money in.
Yes.
And depending on my application as to why I need this money for and how much, I might get a bigger pie.
Exactly.
So we're contributing to that, which whoever's in need will come in here in this cookie jar.
Yes,
and
it
take
is.
some.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is, a cookie jar. Initially, in the first 2 or 3 times that a country asks for help, they will take from their cookie jar they deposited there first.
Oh.
But if they need more, basically, IMF goes to the other members to see who can give from their cookie jar to this country.
Oh my
So
goodness.
basically, you are just borrowing from another country.
Yes.
So that's a weird thing.
Under the supervision
Of the IMF.
of the IMF.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's such a crazy system.
It's a crazy system, and just like these banks out here, you know how many times I've received freaking notifications on my phones or on my devices from some random freaking number that's telling me, would you like a loan? Would you like this? Would you like a credit card? Would you like this kind of thing? So there are institutions out here like the IMF, for example, out here freaking finding victims left, right, and center. In this particular case, all these countries in the motherland that have major assets, trying to trap them into getting some freaking loan out there that they cannot repay. They cannot repay these loans.
Yeah.
And then in so doing, when these people are freaking handled like this and they are part of the portfolio because they borrowed so much billions of dollars, these particular institutions deserves the right to come in there and take whatever they have there as compensation or some form of a return for the loan that they cannot repay.
Yes, exactly.
The craziest part of how this relationship was formed with Kenya, the IMF and Kenya, because it's online here. This is no conspiracy theory. This is right here.
Yes.
It says that the IMF would actually advise these particular countries on their policies.
Exactly. Because they've lent them so much money under that umbrella. And the thing is, it's not the IMF. So if Kenya takes money from Italy, Italy has the right to say, I want this, and you can get the money from this way.
Yes.
That's exactly what's happening.
It's very freaking different, and we have to say it out here for our people to know. These aren't actually loans. These are traps. It's very freaking different, because when you as a normal individual goes to a particular bank, when you go to your bank and you ask for a personal loan, that bank does not come out here to tell you what to do with that money or to advise you what to do with that particular money that you're taking out as a loan. You just take out this loan, and in some cases perhaps a business loan. They already know your profile, fine, that's there, but they don't tell you what to do with it.
Yeah.
In this particular case with the IMF, they are out here saying that they will advise these particular countries as to what to do with these funds, and they advise your political system, basically.
Exactly.
This is how you should be politically.
Yeah.
This is what you should strive for, to create some form of economic stability.
Yeah.
They use these proper terms out here to get this, to explain to us, but we're not fools.
Yeah.
But it's such a shame that these puppets out here are so freaking desperate, and they just end up taking these loans and just mess them up, and then they want to tax the people. They want to raise it. That's why when Zakayo was out here, he was saying,
I don't know what to do now, basically.
now finally, together with the Gen Zs, we can have this proper, honest conversation with the people, so you people will know exactly what's happening. It was so disappointing to watch. So what are you basically saying? That from now on, Kenya will know everything about your classified information?
Yeah.
Classified stuff, right? Because they said we're going to be very honest with one another. So from now on, there's no such thing as classified information in Kenya, because you're promising to come out here and share everything with the nation.
Yes.
Right? That's what you're saying, Monsieur Zakayo. Come on, Monsieur Zakayo. A leader does not really act like that.
No.
There needs to be a level of confidence, because this guy is out here really almost pleading with the people, because he knows that the people have had enough. That hashtag Ruto must go is no joke. It's trending like crazy.
Yes,
It's been almost 2 weeks now. We're going on the third week since this turmoil, since these major protests has been happening in our beautiful Nairobi.
Oof.
Oh, Nairobi. You know, this thing came out of nowhere.
It did, huh?
Yeah.
It just happened in the blink of an eye. Oh.
Feels like yesterday when you would just scroll on TikTok and you see anyone from anywhere in the world out in Nairobi with those giraffes having breakfast.
Yes.
You know the one I'm talking about, right? That hotel.
Exactly, yeah.
With the swings out there. You know, so it's crazy that we find ourselves here with our beautiful Kenya, with Dave's beautiful slogan that says, what?
The pride of Africa.
The pride of Africa came out here to exercise the pride of Africa. The pride of
Yes.
Africa is out here saying we will not sleep on this puppet. The pride of Africa is out here demanding that the puppet must go.
Yes.
The pride of Africa is actually, there's nothing that the pride of Africa should be ashamed of.
No.
There's nothing that the people of Kenya should be ashamed of. The fact that you guys are out there fighting for your future, fighting for what's right, is an admirable thing, because I tell you what, my Kenyan people, there are so many freaking African countries here who are so used to the poverty state that they live in. Oh my goodness. Take my own country as an example. The Democratic Republic of Congo lives in such terrible poverty, such terrible conditions. But they've accepted it as a way of life. They're not willing to fight. Pathetic. So when we see the pride of Africa, it's admirable.
Yes,
They're taking action.
Yes, you guys taking action it's such an admirable and inspirational thing for everyone. Everyone in Africa is supporting this movement that you're doing. You're voicing your opinion, you're voicing your thoughts.
Yes.
And you're getting it done. You withdrew the bill and he's having the meeting. He's going to have the meeting with you guys. So take this opportunity and use it properly. Yeah.
And that's why Rule's voices will continue to be out here talking about such measures, such steps that true Pan-Africanists are taking. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When one African country gets ready to fight for its own freedom and for its own rights, the rest of the other African countries should come out here and support them.
Exactly.
And push them forward.
Uplift.
You know? Because today's Kenya, let me just stop right there because I don't want to be negative about it.
Oh.
You understand what I'm saying? Today it's Kenya. Be there for Kenya. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, so Pan-Africanism. That's why when I hear these stupid statements coming out of certain...
And no, it's coming from my countrymen, you know? It's like, stay out of our politics.
Yes.
No.
And some of these Rwandese who don't say the same. Stay out of this.
Go fix your own country.
Yes. That is not a spirit of unity. That, oh, look at us, we're doing the best. What have you done in your own country? Stop talking about our politics. Go back over there and fix your own country first. That spirit, we have to pray and fast against that kind of spirit and kick it out of Africa. Because it's the reason why Africa it is where it is. Because there's certain freaking greedy people out here who don't have a vision, who have a very, very selfish type of vision. They don't see a world. They are incapable of seeing a world where the motherland stands together as one. As one. A freaking real rainbow nation.
Exactly.
A rainbow nation. You talk about being the rainbow nation down there in the country that doesn't have a name, in South Africa, that direction, but you cannot foresee this particular rainbow nation all over the motherland. What are you talking about?
Yes.
You are arrogant. They should be learned to practice what they preach on a bigger scale.
Yes, that is true.
On a bigger scale.
Yes, they need to be a bit more open-minded.
They need to get an epiphany. They need to get an epiphany. They need to stop blowing smoke and they need to come out here and face the real music. They need to. Because, hey, look at that essay. Back to that GNU.
Yes.
Back to that South African GNU. 80% of the land is still in the hands of the minority.
That is true.
That is crazy. That is too much. What has this past 30 years shown? What have you done? What have you accomplished? Nothing.
No, nothing major.
Nothing major. They, like I said before, and I'm going to say it out here again because I love the way it hits. I love the way it comes in. I love the way they go crazy in the comment section when I say there was no load shedding during apartheid days.
Oh, no.
Yes, there was no load shedding.
Nothing at
There
all.
were certain systems that were working. Yes. To some extent. I would have preferred it to be the EFF and the MK together with the ANC to be the ruling government this year. But, What's before us is before us. So
Yes.
we will root for them. We'll root for them. That's one thing.
Yes.
But that particular ANC did nothing. So to some extent, let's see what this supposed big mouth of the DA does. You understand? In these particular
Hey.
sectors.
Yes.
In
yes.
these particular sectors.
Because these are the sectors that they asked for. So we really want to see how they actually make these changes, these positive changes that they say they're going to rescue South Africa with.
Let's talk about their leader. John
Steenhuisen.
How old is he?
I'm not sure.
Maybe
I
in
think
his
he's in
40s.
his late 40s, maybe.
Late 40s. So he's the leader of the DA and the new what? Minister of
Agriculture.
Agriculture. What? Let's talk about this in a way that makes sense. Valuetainment. The EFF. They have been criticized. That's the correct term. A lot. They've been criticized a lot because of the types of songs or struggle songs that they sing.
Oh, yeah.
Or chants, right? Some of them has been interpreted like, do this to the boer, do this to the farmer,
Yes.
do this to this one, do this to that, and alive, or whatever. Some of those songs have been translated in that fashion. So now we have the Minister of Agriculture is somebody now that's going to come out here and make sure that he protects those farmers.
Exactly.
Those farmers who are who? The minority.
Definitely.
Who are in charge of the food supply of South Africa. Okay, my people? Cyril Ramaphosa must have had an agenda with all this stuff, huh? The fact that he didn't choose any progressive parties out there and he decided to go this direction and you even go in, boom, hey, take agriculture. Do this to the boer what?
Go fix that situation in your manner.
Take it, come down, but no land reform.
Yeah.
Land reform stays here.
It stays on our side.
We won't do anything about it because if we give you this too,
don't know what you might implement.
No, not necessarily. We don't know what you might implement. The country will talk too much.
Oh yes.
These progressive parties will talk too much.
That those parliament sessions won't be easy.
Especially that EFF who's out here to say repatriation of land without compensation. If they come out here and see that I've given you land reform too, John Steenhuisen, they'll get on me big time. It will be an uncomfortable 5 years. So just take agriculture, but no land reform. Baby steps. Why? That Cyril didn't play a game with some of these ministries, huh?
Yeah, he didn't.
He did not play games. He came out here, what? Okay, now this other one, Freedom Front. Which ministry is that?
That one is a funny one. Minister of Correctional Services.
And majority of South African people are what?
Hey.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yo.
Even when you go to some of those correctional facilities,
Yes.
what are the majority of the people in there? The ethnics.
Exactly.
What kind of ethnics is that? And look who they put on top there.
Yo, that's like the typical image. You know? Even the haircuts is
Of that one,
typical.
huh?
Yes.
That leader.
Yes.
That one is so he's gonna be in charge of that. Hey, I just don't want to say it in a very crazy way here,
No.
but that stings, man. That speaks louder than words. Those boys will stay there. Those boys will stay there.
Maybe.
What parole? She talking here. She talking.
Or maybe it will become empty. No one would. They would maybe it'd be reform because no one wants to go in there.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy. Let me try to check what else the DA has here. Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition, John Steenhuisen. Right, so that also includes agriculture, trade, and all that, and the fishery industry. Yo, that's big, huh?
Yes.
What John Steenhuisen has is big.
He has the fishery as well.
I think so. They say Minister of Trade, Industry and Competition, Fishery.
No, Minister of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment. It's also DA, but it's not him.
Yeah. That's what I meant. It's also DA.
Yes.
But it's not necessarily him. But who's which DA? He's the leader of the DA.
Exactly.
Yes, they'll come to him first.
Yes.
You see the DA within itself will say, hey, I'm the leader of the DA here. Okay? Hey, you, Minister of Basic Education, Wena Ozala. Where's she from? That chick.
That one.
Yeah, with the afro.
That
one who said in the first sitting, right?
Nobody's happy.
They don't like that.
They don't like that Sivwe.
The zero qualification, but she's there.
What do you know about basic education?
Anyway, so John Steenis, as the leader of the DA, will call his ministers, his key people that are now in key positions, because the DA will want to make sure that everybody, every single position or every single ministry that is occupied by the DA flourishes.
Yes.
They will still have their internal meetings. Yes, separately, here and there, they belong to the national government of unity, whatever the government of national unity, but still within their own party.
Exactly.
They want to make sure that we succeed in every single ministry that we have.
Yes.
So you fishery guy, let's see. Let's see.
What can be done here?
Yeah, what can be done here? Because come 2029, we want to be able to campaign and say to the rest of the people, to South Africans, and say, look, every single ministry that the DA has had.
Yes.
Freaking flourishing left, right, and center. So we want majority power now in 2029. You understand what I'm saying? So, but this Cyril Ramaphosa has already gone ahead and given them some of this very, very important ministries. In fact, I think they got a hand in everything, because even in some of these ministries where they are not necessarily the main minister, they also hold deputy positions.
They are deputies, yes. It's crazy. And they actually gave him Home Affairs.
They gave them.
I say him because, you know.
Him, yeah.
They gave him Home Affairs.
They give the DA Home Affairs.
Jeez.
What visa? What visa? Where are you from? Malawi? Where are you going? South Africa?
There's no need.
What's your purpose? What's the purpose of your visit? Business and pleasure. What pleasure? Hey, just business only, man. You must bring money here.
Yes.
What you talking business and pleasure? No, I want to come and see Cape Town. Cape Town? Where are you going to stay? Cape Town is ours right now.
Oh my gosh.
What you want to do in Cape Town? No, I want to go and see Robben Island to take picture. For what? What message you want to promote? Is the DA here, huh? You better go and buy some wines in Stellenbosch. Go buy wine in Stellenbosch.
Yes, go put some money in those pockets.
Go put some money in those moguls. Because those moguls helped fund this campaign for us to be in charge here now.
Goodness.
You must go to Stellenbosch. You understand me? Yeah. The DA in charge of the Home Affairs, in charge of the process. Now that the DA is in charge of the Home Affairs, please, you need to speed up your whatever. Anyway, we'll get into it. They got another one. Minister of Transport. I don't mind them having Minister of Transport.
No, they don't have Minister of Transport.
Minister of Transport, Soli Malatsi.
That's ANC.
DA.
Really?
I see DA over here.
No.
Yes, I see it right before my eyes.
Minister of Transport is Barbara.
From where?
From ANC.
Maybe this one is a deputy or what?
Deputy for Minister of Transport
Is
that one.
this person, this freaking AI cannot lie to me.
Transport is IFP.
What the hell is going on here? Are you sure? DA members in the cabinet. Okay, Minister of Agriculture. Why is this saying Minister of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development, IFP?
No.
So this thing is wrong here.
No.
Okay, anyway, I'll keep you there. I didn't say much on this one anyway. We just spoke about John Steenis have been a part of the agriculture. I remember agriculture is John Steenis.
Yes,
It says that there, right?
Yes, exactly.
When not, don't bring this stuff here. We'll put it that way like that.
Don't bring wrong information.
Yes.
Yes,
so,
man.
Who is the minister of... Okay, you give it to us. Give it to us.
Okay, the Minister of Basic Education.
is this chick.
Is this chick, DA.
She's a senior minister. She's not a deputy.
Yeah, she's the Minister of Basic Education.
Does she have a deputy?
She does. Let's see.
This is the chick in the first sitting that said, I thought we were going according to party size.
Yes.
That one.
Yeah.
She has a nerve, huh?
She has a deputy from the ANC.
Uh-huh.
A lady, Regina.
Basic education. Uh-huh. Okay.
And Steenhuisen's deputy is ANC.
Who?
Steenhuisen, his deputy is ANC.
In that agriculture place.
Rosemary.
Uh-huh. Okay. Rosemary, ANC.
Yes.
So, but you remember you said that perhaps this particular freaking government would appoint John Steenhuisen as deputy president.
Yes. Yes.
That would have been too much.
That would have been...
That would have been too much.
Yeesh.
I'm glad that he's not deputy president.
But I think that is what he wanted.
But I think that the particular sectors that they've now gotten are very, very powerful. They have an opportunity here.
For
the
sure.
DA has an opportunity here to really make significant changes in South Africa. I just hope that they really come out here and do more of a better job than they did in the Western Cape. And that for now, they're not going to try to fool us into thinking that they are doing a great job, just like they fooled us with the Western Cape. Understand?
Yeah, and the thing is, what I've noticed also about the ministers that they've put in place from the DA, they're pretty young.
These ministers.
Yeah.
You know why they're young? Because those ones that are young, it's very easy to deal with young people at times because they just follow instructions.
Yeah.
Because people that are older want to come in here and bring their own logic thinking and reasoning as to why they did that. When they are young, we can just tell them what to do.
Exactly, and that is the difference. ANC, all of their ministers are above 60 or 70. It's crazy.
Above 60 years old.
Yes.
Or 70 years old.
Yes.
That's very old people.
It's too old, man.
So these are still the people that did nothing in that 30 years of ANC being in majority power. What the hell are they still doing there? We need an attitude that the orange man exercised in America when he said we gotta drain the swamp.
Yes.
Somebody should have been out here to drain the swamp of the ANC. It's ridiculous that some of these ministers who've been in there in the past 30 years are still having certain key positions out here. What have they learned? We don't want such experience out here because those type of experience comes with traits of corruption.
Yes, man.
Of doing nothing.
Yes.
Of just blowing smoke. Of chilling in Santon with their S-classes flying over the world. Flying all over the place.
Yes.
Yes. What was also interesting that was broadcast on what news station was that? Was that News Africa or was that SABC News or whatever? One of those stations were talking about the types of cars some of these ministers will have.
Yes.
And the different budgets that were mentioned, these amounts. That's ridiculously... That's too much money. I don't want to see any minister drive a BMW that cost 4 million rand while we have Langa and Guguletu and all these different townships. You want to have ministers drive in such bulletproof types of cars?
It's too much.
No. Keep that budget at 700,000 like before.
Yes.
You don't need any of that kind. And all that VIP protection service and all that stuff, stream down a little bit. Don't go too much. And she said, and some of these people said, that it's still up to the discretion of the Minister of Finance. If he decides to do so, he will. There's no mandate. There's no must. That they can still decide.
Yes.
Hey, that's too much. What the hell are you even broadcasting that?
There's no need for that open discussion. Just keep it at 700,000 because that extravagance is, you're getting a house as well, people.
They're getting perks.
Yes, man. Perks. You're basically flying around for free.
It's befitting. It's okay that these ministers should have perks. Fine, but that's too freaking expensive.
Oh.
They need to, don't be so free to come out here on TV and announce all this stuff.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't sit well when you still have low shedding. There's many things to fix in South Africa.
Yes.
We don't want to see no ministers be driving out here with cars that cost almost 5 million rand. What the hell is that?
No, just
people
give
got
them
your stuff backward. Remember, you have to clean the reputation that currently now exists that this past 30 years was full of corruption. So you can't be out here freaking driving. This is the opulence lifestyle we were talking about again, that some of these puppets uphold and promote, willingly promote. They promote it. They let us know. They flaunt it.
It's like those cars are just too much. Give them the cars that the other ministers that were driving. Just service them and give it to them again.
No, they say
fine.
there's a rule over there. If it's more than 120 whatever miles or
yes,
miles,
kilometers,
then the car needs to be replaced. So, which we understand. Some people will come out here and say that's petty. Hey, it's not petty. When you fly in first class or on private jets or you drive such an expensive car, you feel a little bit about yourself. You understand? You become a little bit full of yourself. Yeah. And you stop relating to the needs of the people. Yes. That's the dangerous part of some of these leadership positions. That's why certain leaders try to keep it humble. You know, because I don't want to lose myself in this luxury. I don't want to lose myself in these perks.
Exactly.
I still need to be able to relate to what my people are going through.
You still have a job to fulfill.
Yes.
Yes.
Remember, I told you that these leaders or activists or people who fight for liberation, and this conversation was ignited because of the conversation we were having about Ousmane Sonko in Senegal. Hello, Rules Voices. We're all over the place. Let's go to Senegal for a second. Okay, we're not really going to go there, but we're just using that particular state as an example. When Ousmane Sonko of Senegal, the Prime Minister of Senegal, came out here and did his speech, just before he was appointed as the Prime Minister of Senegal, or after, something like that.
Yeah.
When he was talking about removing and chasing away the French troops, his speech was passionate.
Yes.
He spoke well, all that kind of thing. So this is the reason why I'm saying these people or these politicians or these puppets or these new ministers in the GNU in South Africa should come out here and they should focus on being a little bit humble and not live these lifestyles that are so flashy, so opulent and so luxurious, so that they can still be able to relate to the needs of the people. One particular, I want to call it a speech or perhaps a little live session that I watched was of Gayton McKenzie. Oh my gosh, Gayton McKenzie. Oh, I like him.
Yes,
I like him. And I'm telling you now, the minute already that I started talking about him, I feel some shivers on me.
Oh, yeah?
I'm telling you, because his story is so beautiful. Oh my gosh.
It's an amazing story,
It's an amazing story. This guy's been to prison. He's been to jail. He's not shy about it. He's out here living as a role model, showing all the youth of South Africa that it's possible for you to change your life and to one day find yourself from the cells all the way to the cabinet. What a story. I cannot wait for one of these athletes out of South Africa to go to Paris now and come home with a gold medal.
Oh.
That would be nice, huh?
It will be.
I feel the passion. I felt the passion. And I love the fact that he's out here really saying, guys, we're going to change the whole freaking thing.
Yes.
A kid in sport is a kid out of court. I love that shit.
That is a very nice saying, Gayton. Very cool.
You know, when people speak from a level of authenticity, it beats everything. When you are out here being completely real and honest with yourself, and you speak from deep within, you are bound to change lives.
And the fact that he's so relatable.
Extremely relatable.
Yes.
Because he's being himself.
Yeah, exactly.
And he has a great story.
Yes, so when you listen to him, it's like, I don't always want to watch the podcasts that he's on. But as soon as I just spend 2 seconds listening to him, you sit down and you listen. And you watch him, and he's just so magnetic and very, very passionate about change.
It keeps you engaged.
Yes.
We only want leaders who are out here being real. We don't want no politically correct types of leaders. We're sick and tired of that. We've had it for most of our lives. We need people like Gayton there. I'm telling you, he has passion. He has a drive. He believes this country, the South Africa, has given him a second chance. And now he finds himself in position.
Wow,
like I said, when I played ball for SA, basketball, it was the best. I remember seeing some of the past ministers of sports at the events. And, you know, they come in. It's because of them that we're getting this sponsorship, and this sport will now be featured on TV. Engine. Used to be. There's a free little mention engine. Engine would sponsor some of these events, these tournaments, the USASA tournaments, the schools, whatever.
Yes.
All these national tournaments. It was an amazing thing to see some of those particular leaders at that time who we did not relate to.
No.
Now in 2024, we got someone like Gayton, who we can relate to, and when he speaks, you know, that live that he did after he was announced as the new Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture, might I add?
Yes.
Doesn't stop. It's a big portfolio. All these new singers, don't they fall under his portfolio?
Yeah,
all these arts, you know,
culture,
Tyler and all this. I wouldn't be surprised if he will be at the airport. I don't think he'll be at the airport.
I think so
because she also just won a BET thing.
Yeah.
So it's. I'm looking forward to seeing how he's gonna change the game.
Yes.
Change the game. Because he's out there really emphasizing to his supporters, the people that made sure that he would be where he is today.
Exactly.
Although they campaigned and wanted to be a part of the Home Affairs, God has decided. God has now said, no, my friend, go to sports.
This is a better position for you.
Because of what you've been through. And when you speak, they will listen.
Yes.
You will be able to protect certain lives.
Exactly.
To help people change their lives.
This is a better place.
This is a better place. So,
yeah. It suits him, really it does.
It suits him. And so if perhaps we can extend this particular compliment towards Cyril Ramaphosa, I would say, hey, Cyril, you did something right this year.
Well done on that one.
Well done for appointing this particular individual as the new Minister of Sport.
Yes.
Okay, Cyril, that's number one. We want to see more. Other than that, all this GNU, this party, I don't know. But now, let me just focus on the good thing that you did here by putting Gayton McKenzie there. Yes. Okay. You did well there. Yeah, but the other one you did not do well. Yeah. We're gonna say it in that way.
There's room for improvement.
There's major room for improvements out here. I'm telling you. The GNU. That's so funny. But it's an inspiring story. It's this story. Soon, this story will overshadow this whole thing. It will overshadow this thing. That's why we need certain people to come out here and really speak on this.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if a book comes out.
It's already. Future. I'm sure it's already in the making. He's already had discussions.
Yes, and he probably has already books from before. But it'll be interesting to see how things play out.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. But we gotta watch. But now,
tell me what.
Julius Malema.
Hey.
Jacob Zuma. There's a whole freaking side to this GNU that's not really being talked about yet.
Yeah.
It's not the center stage type of conversation yet because we are not in parliament yet. The moment they start to have all these different types of sittings,
the excitement begins.
The excitement, the real talk, the confrontations. Let's just hope that there will be no parliamentary protective services called into parliament this year or this term.
Please.
In this presidency, with these MPs.
No, you got 5 years is a bit too much. I'm gonna say at least for a month.
No. Maybe 6 months to a year. Because there's actually a statement that Juju said. It says this time there will be less barking and more of policy challenging types of stuff.
Okay.
He said something along those lines, meaning obviously to say that this time there won't be too much
rowdiness,
but being robust and challenging and holding those in charge accountable will forever be. We expect you to be like that.
Yes, please continue that.
They need to continue that. They need to continue that. But the position that the EFF has taken into not wanting to be a part of this government of national unity speaks volume too.
Yes.
It's very loud because it says, as far as we're concerned, this is how we view the DEA, and we are not willing to come to any form of partnering or working together. What are we going to work together with? We are for repatriation of land without compensation, economic freedom for the people of South Africa, and your policies are completely way different to that which that we believe. There's no way we see ourselves working together. We are the opposition.
Yes.
And we're going to aim to be the main official opposition party here. Even if we have 9%, I remember days when we only have 25, we had 25 seats in parliament. We were able to be heard. We made noise around the South Africa. Globally, everybody heard about the EFF. And now that we just dropped by what, 2 or 3 seats? It's not going to make a big difference. What,
No.
we went from 42 or 43 seats, 41 seats to 39? What difference will it make? We'll still be as robust as we can. We're going to stick to the message and we're going to say our piece.
Exactly. They still have a voice and they will continue to make it heard. Yes, the changes that they want is still going to happen. I'm for sure on that one.
The day will still come when
Yes.
the EFF will rule.
Yes, they
Hey,
will.
yeah, that
As
one-
much as South Africans are telling us in the comments, they will never, they will.
Who?
It will come. South Africans are saying
Do
in
the
our
South African
comments.
people know what's good for them? They don't know. Most of them don't know. Some of them think they know, but they don't know. That's why they are here being satisfied with breadcrumbs. Majority of your wealth, of the things that you stand to benefit from, or your potential, is in the land. If you don't own the land, you have nothing. So, and some of these South Africans don't seem to want to understand that message.
Yes.
Repatriation of land. Maybe perhaps we can talk about that without compensation part and try to see how we can develop that section, because that's where a lot of you people are fearing. Like I once said before, some of these South Africans, when they hear repatriation of land without compensation, they think they're talking about their freaking apartments. They think they're talking about their freaking Airbnbs. Oh,
Yes.
the EFF will take my Airbnb. How am I going to make money? Oh my God, it's all I have. They're not talking about your freaking Airbnb. They're talking about mines. They're talking about challenging systems that are in place that are using the assets of the country for certain individuals only. And in this case, minorities. That's what they're talking about. They don't know and they don't want to entertain this conversation. It's too complex for them.
Exactly.
Some of these South Africans are out here having the audacity to say, we are fine, we are okay, leave us alone, go worry about your own country. You are fine, you're okay. Look at Google, Langa, China, all of these freaking townships all over the place. And
Yes.
a lot of people, majority of black South Africans still living in poverty. They don't have the means. That minimum wage might even drop. Come on now. Be real with
yeah.
yourself. Yes, man.
There was something going on saying the minimum wage is going to drop in South Africa.
Oh.
Yes, there was
that-
something like that.
That is
That's just sad.
it's sad if it happens. It's anticipated when you start to see some of the policies
Yeah.
that this particular DA stands for. I'm telling you, that's what they say. Hey, you gotta be careful with this DA. They'll come and drop your minimum wage. I'm telling you. In order to fix a lot of the issues or a lot of the problems that are in South Africa, guess what? Just like our puppet Ruto said, you need to either raise money or borrow money.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? If they end up taxing some of these folks out here, what happens to their minimum wage? What happens to those trolleys that you go with to Pick and Pay? They'll have to be laced this time. No more Nkosi in your trolley. No more Nkosi, my friend. Only chicken. Only chicken. No steak. And the farmers, you can't use that contact to go to the farmer. Hey, there's a new sheriff in town when it comes to farming.
Yes.
And he's
yes.
from the, what? Freedom what?
Uh,
Freedom Plus.
Freedom Plus,
Yeah,
yes.
Freedom Plus. He's going to tighten the string on that side also, huh? Because he's also going to try to make sure that there's a profit. These freaking people have been in power for 30 years. It's time, we back? It's time to tighten this. You know how many boers, you know how many farmers are jumping for joy?
Yeah.
Now that they have that guy up top there like this. Hey, who do you think he's going to work for? Who do you think he's going to show preference to? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
This ANC had the chance to come in there for 30 years and they just slept on it. They had an opportunity in the palm of their hands like this when South Africa was still voting for them as the majority party, and they just push corruption, Zuma must fall, all this kind of thing. Quarrel between the parties.
Yeah, they just wasted all of those 30 years completely.
Completely. The reason why we have a government of national unity in South Africa is because of personal feelings between Cyril Ramaphosa and Jacob Zuma. That is it. When you look at that ANC, there's just a lot of personal things happening there.
Yeah.
There's a level of unprofessionalism that existed there. That's why even since the freaking beginning, Julius Malema had to leave that youth league.
Yes, yes.
People keep leaving this party. You people can't get your stuff together there or what? This one leaves. Julius Malema leaves and he creates his own party. Now this one leaves, also creates his own party. It's like, come on now. This is when you are majority. That means power is too much.
Yeah, that means there's something definitely wrong inside that party.
Everybody wants a piece of the pie.
Yes.
Anyway, that's the GNU. When are these? Let me say. When is Gayton McKenzie being sworn in? I don't want to mention all the ministers now.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I think
that's
it's
the one minister that we're extremely proud of.
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, right?
Yeah, the 3rd of
swearing-in.
July. Yes.
The 3rd of July.
Yeah.
They're going to be sworn in as ministers. And they're going to go out there and they're going to have to perform. You guys will have to perform.
Oof.
We want to see major changes here. We believe in Gayton. You other ones, most of you other ones have all been in there. That little basic education minister or whatever,
Yes.
that one, she has to prove herself because she had a big mouth at the first sitting. Huh?
Exactly, but also the one that's also creating some controversy. I just want to mention that one.
Yes, please
is the
do.
Minister of Defense.
Who's the Minister of Defense?
Oh my God! You know her previous position was the Minister of Basic Education.
The Minister of Basic Education that deal with small pupils.
Yes, is
And
now
I-
the Minister of Defense.
Now has to deal with national security.
No military background. Nothing.
Cyril Ramaphosa.
What are you thinking?
So from basic education to Minister of Defense, out of nowhere. You know, there's some generals in there right now saying to themselves, "Who the hell is this one?
What?
I'm not going to let this little basic person come out here and try to tell us what to do." There's some generals in there that were hoping to get that position.
It's a laughable
I'm
thing,
telling
that
you the
one.
truth.
Yes.
You should employ some of these generals
Yes.
as the Minister of Defense. You know what I'm saying? Who was this general who was giving the announcements at the inauguration of Cyril Ramaphosa? There was, people like that.
Oh, yes.
People that have capitains, you understand?
Colonels, yes.
People who are in this game, people who know the geography, they know how to do, they're like all-rounders.
Yes.
They know about aviation, they know about air trafficking, they know about shooting, they know about this plane, they know about that place. This basic, whatever person doesn't even know what kind of plane that is.
Come on.
And they
This
must
is-
come here and be the Minister of Defense.
That is
I
like-
don't understand from...
And for me also, why would she accept the position? You're putting yourself into
If she
some
doesn't
sort of a...
If she doesn't accept it, then she's not part of the cabinet. It's about titles.
But you're gonna...
You don't know how Africans love titles? Africans.
Yeah.
Why do you think Africa is not united yet? Because everybody wants to be called Mr. President.
His Excellency.
His Excellency. We're
Yes.
supposed to have one president in Africa, but why don't we have that?
Because of egos.
Go and tell Tinubu, excuse me, from now on you'll be a governor, not a president. Go and tell whichever country in Africa, go and tell them from now on you will not have the title of president behind you. You'll be a governor of that particular Mali. You'll be a governor of Kenya. You'll be a governor of Rwanda. The one president that will stand and represent the entire motherland, who will then go to these G7 summits or whatever Korea summits to
Yes.
represent. That will be the one. They'll all come out here and protest.
Ooh.
Puppets will not be happy. They'll be saying, what?
No way.
I must still be called Mr. President.
Yes.
Titles. That's why this
Completely.
little basic person from basic education, now that they are part of a cabinet, I'm a minister. I don't care about the portfolio. I'm a minister. Put it in front of my name.
Jeez.
Titles.
That was a weird move, Cyril.
Oh, anywho. Oh, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being with us, guys. We're going to come back again. We'll see how these stories develop, especially as they take their positions now, okay? It's time to perform now. It's time to perform.
Yes.
You got the title now, you're the minister.
Now we want to see action.
We need, yes. The people voted. You are now part of a government of national unity. Unite the country.
Amen.
Unite the country. It's the most unequal country on the planet. Unite the country. You call yourself a government of national unity. Let's change that statistic now. You have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to work together. Apparently, you guys are grown-ups. Apparently, you guys are experts. Apparently, you guys have experience. You know what you're talking about. More than us, the citizens, the normal average civilians out here. So please come out here and do that which you need to do to create a better South Africa.
Yes.
It's true.
We will see, ministers. Yes, we are watching.
Yes.
We are waiting in anticipation.
Thank you so much for watching. Please click the links in the description. Follow us on TikTok, X on Instagram, on Rumble, all over the place, on Facebook,
On TikTok.
on TikTok. Join the robust conversations in the comment section.
Yes.
And if you hear from TikTok, welcome. Thank you for watching the long format.
Yes.
And yeah, much love.
Thank you very much, guys.